Today, we're diving into the story of a cricketer who stared at the end of his career and then fought his way back to the very, very top. This is the story of Zaheer Khan, and what I like to call the art of the comeback.
You know, when Zaheer Khan first burst onto the scene, the expectation was just immense. He had this smooth, powerful action, he could generate some real pace, and everyone immediately said, this is it. This is the left-arm fast bowler India has been searching for years.
But that dream start? Yeah, it didn't last. A whole series of nagging, recurring injuries started to take their toll. His pace dropped, his confidence completely wavered, and suddenly, the wickets just dried up. And before he knew it, the man who was supposed to be the future of Indian bowling found himself out of the national team altogether.
Now, a situation like that has ended so many careers. So what happened next? How did Zaheer Khan go from being dropped, seemingly forgotten, to leading India's attack to a World Cup victory? Well, that's the journey we're going to break down. Okay, so to really get the comeback, we first need to appreciate the master craftsman he was to begin with. Zaheer Khan's whole identity was as India's premier fast bowler, a true artist with that cricket ball in his hand. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? He wasn't just about raw speed. His real skill was deception. It was that ability to make the ball dart left or right after it pitched, and even more impressively, to make the old, worn-out ball bend in the air, a skill we all know as reverse swing. And that skill, it produced some absolutely incredible results. 311, that's his final count of Test match wickets. Now, to put that in perspective, it makes him India's second most successful fast bowler in the entire history of Test cricket. The only name above him, the legend Kapil Dev.
And this table here really shows his incredible consistency across all formats. I mean, forget just the 311 test wickets and the 282 in one-dayers for a second, and look at that first-class number, a staggering 672 wickets. This proves this wasn't just a flash in the pan. This was sustained, top-level excellence over a long, long career. But here's the thing. This whole journey to the top, it didn't start in one of the big cricket cities. Nope. It started in a small town in Maharashtra, which makes his rise a classic underdog story of pure talent breaking through against all the odds. And his rise was just crazy fast. I mean, check out this timeline. In 1996, he moves to the big city, Mumbai. Just 1 year later, he's delivering what people called jaw-dropping spells, like taking 7 wickets in an innings. And by 2000, only 4 years after showing up, he's wearing the Indian cap. It was a truly meteoric ascent. But as we all know, what goes up, well, it can come crashing down. And that brings us to the toughest period of his career, the slump that really threatened to derail everything he'd built. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The contrast is stark. At his peak, he was taking wickets for fun, he was a vital cog in that Indian machine. But by late 2005, the injuries had caught up, his form was gone, and the people in charge lost faith. He was demoted by the board, and then, boom, dropped from the team entirely. His career was in serious jeopardy.
For so many players, this would have been it. A promising career just cut short by injury in a bad patch of form. So the question was real. Was this the end for Zaheer Khan?
Not even close. Instead of giving up, he made a decision that changed everything. He signed for Worcestershire to play county cricket in England. And this was a masterstroke. By getting away from the intense media pressure back in India, he could just focus purely on his bowling. And the results were immediate. He became the first player in a century to take 10 wickets on his club debut. In those tough English conditions, he rebuilt not just his body, but his whole approach to bowling. And that rebuilding process was so crucial because he didn't just come back as the same old bowler. No way! The Zaheer Khan who returned to the Indian team was smarter, he was craftier, and he had completely reinvented himself into a master of deception. He became a true master of reverse swing. So you know how a new, shiny ball curves one way? Well, reverse swing makes the old, battered ball hoop in the opposite direction, and it does it late. This makes it incredibly difficult for batsmen to predict, and for Zaheer, it became a lethal weapon. But his greatest trick, his real innovation, was this, the knuckleball. The genius here is all in the disguise. His arm action looks exactly the same as a 140km/h scorcher, but because of the grip, the ball just floats out. For a batsman expecting all that pace, it's almost impossible to adjust. It completely destroys their time.
And just listen to this quote from Zaheer himself. He worked on this secret weapon for a full year. He perfected it,
And then he deliberately kept it under wraps until the biggest tournament of all, the 2011 World Cup. That is just incredible foresight and tactical discipline. So this brings us to the peak of the mountain, the triumphant final act of his comeback story, where all that hard work, all that resilience and reinvention paid off on the world's biggest stage.
And this chart, wow, it just powerfully illustrates his dominance. At the 2011 World Cup, on home soil, the comeback was complete. Zaheer Khan was simply unstoppable, finishing as the joint highest wicket taker in the entire tournament. This wasn't just a player making up the numbers, this was the leader of the pack, the spearhead who carried his nation to glory.
You know, his legacy is also filled with these fascinating little stats that show you what a tactical genius he was. He became an absolute nightmare for left-handed batsmen, dismissing legends like Graham Smith, Sangakkara, and Hayden over and over again. In fact, he got left-handers out 237 times, the third most in history.
And his influence didn't just stop when he hung up his boots. Not at all. He's passed on this incredible knowledge of the game, taking on roles as a mentor, a coach, and a director of cricket, actively shaping the careers of the next generation of Indian superstars.
But maybe the most fitting part of his story after cricket is this. He founded a high-performance fitness and rehabilitation center. Think about that. The very thing that nearly ended his career, injury, became the inspiration for a new venture to help other athletes avoid the same fate. I mean, you can't write it any better. It's a perfect full-circle moment.
Which really leaves us with this final thought. Zaheer Khan's story proves that while talent can definitely get you to the top, it's resilience and the smarts to adapt that keeps you there. So it makes you ask, not just in sports, but in anything, what truly defines greatness? The gift you start with, or the grit you show when that gift just isn't enough anymore?